Hello, and welcome to the No Fame Podcast Null Shore Episode 14, Witch Hunt. Just a quick announcement that on October 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be live streaming a Monster of the Week one-shot on our Twitch. That's twitch.tv/nofamepod. Join us as a group of hunters are drawn to the Old Maple Hotel after stories of people going missing have recently surfaced. What could be happening in that old abandoned building? You'll just have to join us and find out. This episode of Null Shore, we're actually starting out with a little peek behind the curtain, and we're going to start off with rolling everyone's hit points. So without further ado, let's get right into it. How are we all feeling? Are we ready? Are we good? Are we sorted?
We're all fine here.
Yes.
Are we good to get into some spooky vibes? Oh,
some HP rolling.
Should I do? Yeah, let's
HP.
Let's do that first. And then I'll get into the recap. So everyone, who's the Ed is the D10 and everyone's a D8. Is that right?
Pretty much.
So
yeah, I'm a D8.
Let's go in order. Let's do in order so I don't fuck this up for anyone. Let's start with on my screen. Ben, you're a D8, right?
Yes, sir. I'll take mine. I got a 6.
I got a 5. Hey.
Yeah.
Who's next? Ed is next.
I forgot about this fun thing.
On my screen.
I'm going to go with yours, Joseph.
I got an 8.
Sick. I rolled a 4.
Josh, did we do this before with you? I don't think so, right?
No.
So the way this works is you're going to roll a D8. I'm going to roll a D8. You can keep what you get, or you can take my mystery roll.
Oh.
Justin's
All right.
going to roll a date.
A date.
Oh, I'm going to keep my 8.
Yeah, I would too.
Ooh.
Glomin is next.
Wait, what did you roll for Josh?
Oh, I rolled a 4.
What did he turn in? Okay.
I'm going to go with yours,
You're gonna go with
Justin.
mine? Mine's a 2.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What did you roll?
A 4.
Oh.
I
Wrist
think
it.
that's what Sinéad did last time, right? And finally,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. She
Anne.
fully did.
Last game was not great in terms of rolling.
All right. Where am I to? Edit character. Manage HP.
Anne?
I'm gonna keep my 4.
Okay.
What did you
I got a 7.
God damn it. It's fine.
It's such like a fucking it's so hard to judge, you know what I mean? It's like fuck, you could be shit.
From now on, the middle one isn't getting given away because I would feel too bad to lose a halfway again and get a lower one. It would feel too shitty.
No, for sure.
Wait, what did Sinead get?
I
got a 4, but
Sinead,
Justin
what did
rolled
you-
a 7.
Yeah, I rolled 7. 4
4
is pretty good though. 4 is
Yeah, it's
average,
fine. I'm
obviously.
fine.
I'm fine. It's fine. Everyone's
fine.
fine.
Don't worry about
God,
it.
let's just stop talking about it.
We're all fine here. How are you?
Don't look at me.
All right, friends. Yeah, guys, you all traversed into the 6th Arcana in search of Dale, your friend Dale. Anne, after losing some time near the Bethyl residence, was shifted between realms by the older, seemingly forgetful gentleman named Null. Chad found himself in a sticky situation wrapped up in the tentacles of a 6th Arcana cosmic horror, but was saved from further harm by a clutch static tactic spell used by Ben. Search Team 7 fought off the horrors, and then as they seeped back into the cracked, craggy ground, you guys continued your walk and made it to the dark, mirrored reflection of the downtown area. These dark, slated walls mimicking the buildings that you're used to seeing in the downtown area, and these random, jagged pillars kind of jutting out of the ground at odd angles and kind of sporadically as you walk through. And every now and then you spot these faint little purple glowing crystals as well. You eventually turned the corner and made your way down the small stretch of road where the misplaced dinghy would be. Inside was fairly quiet and empty, except some noises from the back room. Ben and Chad poked their heads around the corner, Ed and Chad, I should say, poked their heads around the corner to see a woman with black hair and a shock of white in the front, leaning over another figure who was kind of laying on this raised piece of these dark slate walls. She looked over her shoulder and her piercing blue eyes cutting through the darkness as she says, "How did you get here? Where are you from?" And that's where we pick up. I should have said this earlier. Tom Glomin. Basically the only thing you missed between the lighthouse and now was obviously you guys went through the lighthouse into this realm and fought these tentacle monsters that kind of would go into the ground and then come out in a different position and whip at everyone with tentacles. Every time they were hit, it was like a scream in your mind that everyone was hearing collectively. The kind of these just really horrific, weird fucking things. You guys managed to stave them off. They retreated into the soil, and then you guys made it to the misplaced dinghy, but in this kind of weird dark mirror 6th Arcana realm. But yeah, Ed and Chad, I believe, looked around the corner, but everyone else is kind of inside of this misplaced dinghy. Again, it's these dark black slate walls that kind of just look like it's trying to imitate wood, but it's this stone material when you kind of feel it. It has a cold touch to it, and even still the entire area, you all still kind of feel a little bit this emotional weight is kind of hanging over you and building with the amount of time that you actually spend here. But yeah.
Reminder to Chad, you have guidance cast on you.
Oh, nice.
I forgot what guidance does.
It's a D4 on your skill checks, I believe. For 1 minute. Or your next skill check for 1 minute? I can't remember.
It's your next skill check. It might be saving throw. No,
it
it's
is concentration check. Up to a minute if we want to go super rules lawyers. But
yeah, I'll say your next skill check. It's fine. I don't really care about the minute, to be honest. Yeah, guys, this is where you find yourselves. This is what's happening again. This woman, only 2 of you have spotted her, and she instantly looked over her shoulder. Heavy dark kind of robes, sort of she has a cloak on with it's got its own hood, and her clothes looks pretty dirty, pretty raggedy as well. And she has these massive claw marks down over her face.
Do we recognize her at all or no?
Who sees her again? Sorry.
Say that again. Sorry, Patrick.
Who seen her?
You, Ed, and Chad were peeking around the corner into this back room, and spotted.
Ben was behind. Yeah, Ben was behind Ed, and I still have my ready to action. If Ed attacks anything, I follow it up with an attack as well.
Thank you. Yes, that is correct.
Ed casts bullet.
Fire!
No, I'm joking. He will, however, hold his gun up to her menacingly. And I will cast menace.
She looks. She's looking kind of warily at you all, or at the people she can see in this doorway to the back room here. Fun fact: this doorway to the back room is the same room in a different realm that Toman. Fuck! I said it already. Shit.
You did it.
I guess that's a cheers. I usually don't drink when I play, but today I have a beer, so cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
I lost mine. There it is. Cheers.
Fuck. Glomin took a bath in the real world. This is the same room in the dark mirror, fucking realm. Goddamn.
I'm gonna join the front and have a peek round as well. And what do I see?
As Ed raises up his rifle, she like holds up one hand towards you, and she's like, "We don't need any violence here. If you're humans, how did you manage to get here?"
Someone else want to answer that question?
I kind of came in a truck.
We used a button.
We went to a lighthouse.
She like cocks her head. She's like, she points at Chad. She's like, "I understand. Lighthouse truck."
Ed's gonna look back at Anne and be like, "My truck?"
No.
No, my truck. My truck.
Okay.
Really, the Rangers station's truck.
So, I mean, if we really want to get into it, I guess it's all of our truck because it was paid for by taxes.
She stops for a second and she
Not my taxes.
she like her head kind of dips a bit and she's like, "Oh, did Oracle send you here by any chance?"
Yeah. She said you haven't paid your taxes.
She did a lot of talking.
Yeah, she
Didn't get
does
a whole
do a
lot.
lot of talking. She's been pretty a pretty unreliable. Sorry, I was doing this accent earlier today, trying to figure out how this woman sounds, and I can't fucking remember for the life of me. So here we are.
That's all right. I don't know what she sounds like.
She kind of continues, and she's like, Oracle has been a fairly unreliable sense of a source of information. She seems scattered and broken. I've been here for a while, and this fellow here has been the only human I've seen in, well, age, what feels like an age. And you guys look, and laying down, covered up in like this torn up fur, is Dale, but his skin is pale, and his cheeks are kind of sunken in a bit, and his eye sockets are like really, really dark, and also kind of just sinking into his head. And she's holding, you see her other hand is actually holding like a cloth, as if she was like wiping his head or something like that.
Ben's gonna go up to. Can Ben see past Ed to see Dale, or is it just Ed who can see him at this point?
I'll say at this point, yeah. If whoever wants to make it into the room, yeah, for sure.
All right, and is the room lit? Like we don't have to worry about light sources or anything.
It's incredibly dull. There's one like window, which is again like this facsimile of a window that's just a hole in the wall where some of this dim gray light is pouring in from the overcast above you, like where it's just complete cloud cover. So you can see, but it's very difficult.
Okay. All right. I'll make my way into the room, and can I do like a medicine check on Dale? Is he like responsive, or is he just like passed out?
His eyes are closed, and he's just laying there. She looks at you and she says, "The hunters, they were chasing him when I found him, and I think he was lucky to run into me. We managed to get away, but he had suffered some injuries before then, and he's been in this fever ever since."
I'm sorry, did you say hunters?
Fever.
I call them hunters. They're these They're like a wolf, except skinny and much, much taller. Their legs are about 5-6 feet off the ground, and their heads are these vile recreations of the worst kind of wolf you could imagine, with no fur, just dark skin held closely to their bones. They tend to track the woods. I don't go too far for my own safety, but they our poor little friend here drew their attention, and I managed to keep them at bay. Sorry, Ben, you wanted to make a medicine
werewolves?
Yeah, if I could.
She looks at you and she's like, well, these don't look like any werewolves I'm aware of.
Can I help him
13.
with his medicine check?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, please.
Yep.
Go for it.
18.
18, yeah, Dale is like, he's in like a cold sweat. His skin is very like pale and tacky to the touch. And his skin has turned like this grayish color. She's like, well, I'm quite proficient in the arts, but healing has never been my fortitude, I guess, my skill set. I managed to keep us safe, but I tried to tend his wounds as best I could.
Okay, I made a joke, but I have a serious question. Is there any beer in this pub?
Give me
Very,
an
very
investigation check.
I will help with that. Take advantage.
Okay.
I got a natural 1 on my bear check.
You said investigation? Oh, 11.
11. That was with advantage, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. You go out and what you notice with an 11 is like normally the kind of main bar area, which is fairly big. When you walked in was like a flat area. When you walk back out of this back room, it now seems like there's a bar, a small foot high off the ground piece of this slate floor rising up. Not in real time, like you can't see it rising now, but
Yeah.
that little piece was not there before, and it looks kind of where a bar would be, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I walk
You don't
over.
find any beer.
No. Damn it. Chad. Any beer left?
Chad reaches deep into his Coors Light cooler bag and pulls out a Mickey of Butter Ripple schnapps. Like, this is all I got left. We can share it.
DM, would my mystical bottle opener work on schnapps?
Why not?
Okay.
It'll be like it's like a one drink though. It's not like, the full bottle of schnapps.
Yeah.
It's going to be like one.
Okay, I'm going to use it to open it and pour a little into Dale's mouth, and he's going to get 2d4 plus 4 temporary hit points.
I think we need to get Chad a bag of colding.
That's 10. Yeah, we definitely do.
Oh.
I have some fun ideas for items, but the bag of colding is great. Sorry, what was that, Anne?
Dale got 10 temporary hit points.
10, nice, beautiful. Some of the color does. He kind of coughs because it's fucking.
It's healthy. It's got fruit in it.
Whoa.
Is he poisoned?
You say this, and the woman looks at you. She's like, "It doesn't seem like he's suffering any poison. I think his injuries were just very severe. He needed some medical attention, and sadly, I did my best."
All right. I'm gonna.
Thanks, Chad. That schnapps will fix him up.
I know we're in the building. Is this building like hardwood? Like there's no like cracks in the ground? Are there any like access to earth or anything like that?
The floor itself, if you want to give me a nature check, but the floor itself seems fairly not concrete, but you know what I mean, like solid one surface.
Okay. 6.
6. Yeah, you don't see any breaks in this floor. While some parts look like wood, it's still this deep stone, this black slate that's there.
You said that this missus has like a claw mark down her face. Is that like a scar or is it like a fresh wound?
Looking at it, it seems like a scar. Like it's not. It wasn't done, within the past, probably a couple months.
Okay.
It looks like it's healed, but it looks pretty vicious, to say the least.
Is there any way we can move Dale outside?
It's up to you guys.
Why would you want to bring Dale outside?
I can do stuff for
Burial.
I can do stuff for him, but it's not going to be as effective indoors. I kind of need to be touching earth in order for it to work.
What did I miss? Who said what?
That was fucking
Fucking Glomin said burial. We came all the way. We came all the way to the 6th Arcana for burial rites.
What
Ram.
did we hear the other
Amazing.
way, like in the town center or whatever? What were we hearing that direction?
Chad thinks it's a ringtone, but most of you heard a bell ringing.
Okay.
Like an old
Funerary rites.
an old like not like a cry, not like a crier bell, but back in the day when they have these like fucking whatever big events, they like ding 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 ding. Yeah, exactly.
Bring out your dead.
I'm not.
Shut up, Dale.
That's Dale. Yeah.
Yeah, Ed, if you could give me a hand carrying him out, we could probably get him healed up pretty quick.
All right.
While Ed and Ben are doing that, question: does my phone work yet, or am I still like fucked?
Last time you used your phone, in the 6th Arcana, you didn't roll above the the number, and it superheated and
That's
started
why.
scrolling through the code, and like this weird symbols started popping up, and you shut it off. Your phone isn't broken by any means or anything like that, but that was the last kind of thing you did with your phone.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna take out my phone and try to live stream Dale on TikTok.
All right.
Just like he,
Because he found it.
it's the way he would want it.
Yeah, it's true. Give me just give me a straight. Wait, did we add for Glomin? Did we add electronics to his skills?
Oh.
I don't think.
If you didn't, you
I didn't
damn
know,
well
did we?
should.
Yeah, I should have.
TikTok superstar.
So it's gonna be your intelligence plus your proficiency. I think you're still a 2, right, for proficiency? The check you're going to make is going to be +3, so a d20 +3. If you want to write that down, electronics
Wow.
is.
Would you look at that? A natural one.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Well, guess my phone's still fucked.
Hey, what is that? A Note 8?
There's yeah, right. There's only one thing that can happen right now. Glomin. As you take out your phone again to try to, live stream, to turn it back on to try to live stream, your phone has the screen has this deep static, this dark, incredibly dark static to it. And as you are trying to turn it on, all of a sudden a hand starts coming out of your screen and starts reaching for your face. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Are we all seeing this?
If anyone's paying attention to Glomin.
Shit.
Ben and Ed are occupied getting Dale outside.
You need to beat an 18 is what you need to beat.
Oh, I smashed it. 24.
24.
Nice.
You throw your phone and it skids across the ground, and this hand, kind of like what is it, Thing from the Addams Family?
Yeah.
Claws into the ground where it's coming out of the phone. It's like a fucking hermit crab with a phone at this point. The fingers start they dig into this slate and then they start like crawling towards you. What's Glomin doing?
Ooh, good question.
Quick, dance for it.
You know, I don't know if this is the time for a dance.
It might be your last chance.
You know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to cast on-off the cantrip and see if that does anything.
Sick.
Fucking smart. That's really, really goddamn smart.
What is this cantrip?
I almost took that.
It's great.
It's Unearth. Yeah, it's Unearth Arcana. Give me, what is your spell attack? So make a spell attack. Let me check here which.
Spell attack
plus 5.
Oh, plus 5.
All right. 11.
11. You try to cast on off, and you see this kind of light leave your fingers as you're casting this spell, and then it does that like shift where it turns like RGB is like kind of displacing from this color in you can physically see the red and green blue displacing from here as it kind of fizzles, and the phone is still heading towards you. It's going to that little hand leaps at you with attached to the phone. It's going to try to attack you.
Oh shit.
I don't think that might not do it. Let me see here. I think that's 13 to hit.
My armor class is 13. What does that mean?
Oh my god.
It just hits.
Oh no!
You take 7 psychic damage. Everyone is very aware that Glomin is being strangled by this static arm coming out of his phone.
By my own phone.
Anne would cast something. Anne would cast Toll the Dead on it, I think, fairly reflexively.
Okay.
It is a wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
Wisdom saving. This arm phone isn't wise, believe it or not. And it fails. It fails.
Sick. Double check that it's 1d8.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
5.
injured. 5. Yeah, 5 is enough. You see Glomin, this and you tell us what happens when you cast Toll the Dead.
So far, she's just cast it by like yelling and pointing at things that she's very upset with. So I think that she just notices this horrible thing and is like, ah! And you guys would all hear another different giant bell gonging, and this thing would be hit with like a vibe. Like when the bell gonged, it would like freak out a bit.
With that, you see the hand kind of freezes in space and lets go of you, Glomin. And your phone hits the ground and shatters. The screen shatters and the hand dissipates with this in this weird kind of like glitchy kind of motion.
What the fuck was that?
Thank you. My phone attacked me.
This place sucks.
I have had too much screen time, to be fair. So it's a nice.
This
new
is
feature.
why I appreciate my flip phone. It's never tried to attack me.
With that, Glomin, you don't get to live stream Dale on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up the shattered phone.
Yeah,
and still pretend to live stream.
And pretend to live stream.
The rest of you managed to go outside with Dale. The woman is still with you. Chad, what's Chad up to as well?
I think Chad would have gone up and been like, "Hi, my name's Chad. What's yours? How'd you get here? What's going on? What the fuck is this place?" Just like 1,000 questions for this lady.
Oh, yeah. She looks at you and she shakes your hand. She's like, nice to meet you. Yes, I've been here for quite some time. I was tried as a witch, and They tried to burn me at the stake. But while I wasn't doing anything vile, practicing the magical arts is not was very frowned upon. And so they thought I was a witch, and my sisters, they thought they were witches. They managed to get away as I drew the attention, and they tied me to a stake in the center of town and set it ablaze. And well,
At that moment in the story, Glomin's gonna quickly whip round his phone and go, "Oh my god, a witch!"
she looks at you like Glomin, and she sees kind of you for the first time. She pays attention. Tall dog. She pays attention to you for the first time, and she's like, "Oh, you're from the
Yeah, he's a frog.
you're from the forest, are you not?"
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? I didn't
You're
hear.
from the forest, are you not?
I am from the forest.
We
Well, technically, Ben is from the forest too. I think he's a deer.
And she's like, interesting, but no, specifically, you're from just outside of London, yes?
Indeed, I am. Yes.
We're very far from home, friend. Very far. We sailed across the Atlantic to get here.
Me too. I swam,
Interesting.
actually,
You swum.
with a lily pad,
Almighty.
and then used my legs as a little motor. Zoom.
You're
It took me 6 minutes.
that is quite
He
a
can hold
feat.
his breath for a long time.
Me and my sisters were not adequate at swimming, so we took a boat. We got here with the those who were building the village from the ground up, and well, here I am. I managed to. I knew there was I knew this was a sore spot between realms, so I managed to kind of break the barrier a little bit before I was burned alive. As far as I know, they think I'm dead, but I've been here ever since.
You're looking pretty good for someone who was burnt alive.
Yes, it's been, well, I have Oracle to thank. She helped me recover. I was gravely injured for quite some time, actually. But feels like ages have passed. I've recovered, I've healed naturally, and well, managed to keep alive.
When did you sail over?
Yeah, would Chad know how old the town is?
No.
Chad, give me
would
a
not.
history check. Yeah.
Hey, Chad has a degree from a community college.
In Latin.
I mean, you probably study a
Yeah,
lot of
in
history
Latin.
with Latin.
And that's
Because, like, what the fuck else are you?
yeah, that's a 14 or a 15 for history.
A 15. Yeah, you know, before you came to this area, you kind of like were not really sure what was going on or where to go, and you kind of came across this area and started looking it up. But Null Shore was built in like the early 1700s. And she looks at you all and she's like, well, the year I was burned was must have been 1720, give or take, I think. Why? What's
Good year.
What year is it now?
Do I remember what year
Wait.
that
Uh,
thing in the woods, the grave of that kid? Did that have a date on it?
I'll give this to you around the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that was only technically a day ago, I think. So Anne would still have it in her memory.
it's a little bit past 1720.
1725.
2020.
2020.
Good guess. Yeah. 1725 was a good guess, though.
Ooh.
Chad just hands her the bottle of Butter Ripple Schnapps. You're gonna want this.
She's like, yes, thank you. My name is Paige, by the way. And she takes a swing. Or swing, rather.
Nice to meet you, Paige.
The stuff she's used to, Butter Ripple Schnapps, probably tastes like straight up candy.
Yeah. She's like, the audio engineer in me is going to hate myself, but she goes like, oh, this is quite sweet. Delightful.
Yeah, my frat bros love it.
I don't know what that is. Is that some kind of guild?
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, that's probably the closest translation there would be.
It's more of a cult.
Oh, well,
Come on, Ed.
in my experience, a lot of times the occult is just a misunderstanding.
Well, I have a lot of misunderstandings lately.
As do we all. Your friend here looks still gravely ill. Are one of you...
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, shit.
Are we outside?
Yeah,
I was just letting all the conversation kind of conclude itself.
No, sorry.
Yeah,
she's been walking out with you guys.
Ben's just doing his thing. The second that he's outside and there's ground, he's taking off of his shoes, kind of putting his feet on the bare earth, and is going to cast. He's going to hit him first with a lesser restoration.
Oh. Like
Chad is just putting the X of Band-Aids on Dale's forehead. I'm helping.
So yeah, Ben's toes kind of like curl into the ground, and then like vines just only a couple of inches, kind of like roots will kind of like tangling around his feet. Very Avatar. When they bring him back into the Avatar body at the end, it'll kind of like creep up to Dale as well.
Ed takes a step back and holds his gun.
Yeah. I really dig that. I dig the lesser restoration. You see, actually give me, let's think about this for a second. It's been established that this is not the nature that Ben is used to, for sure. Let's say this is going to be a DC 17 nature check to try to gather enough life source out of the environment to have an effect on Dale.
I'll give you a survival.
Same difference.
21.
Beautiful, yeah. You watch a lot of the ground around you as you're doing this kind of like start to crumble, and then you see some like color kind of restore where you are. And Dale, his gray kind of pale sweats, like his sweaty forehead and everything, gains a little bit of color back. Like he kind of starts looking a little bit more like himself, like the deep purples under his eyes start to clear up a little bit. He's still like out. He's still kind of like, unconscious, but you feel very confident that what you did just helped in the recovery.
Ed's gonna kneel down after witnessing that and rifle through Dale's pockets if he has any.
Yeah, he has his cell phone on
Specifically
him.
looking for his phone.
Yeah, he has his cell phone on him. He has a set of keys, and one of the keychains on it just is like a little dinghy, and it says the misplaced dinghy on it. It looks like the keys you use to lock up at the end of the night for the bar. And
Merch
his
idea.
wallet with $10.
Ed will take the $10 and put the wallet back and take the phone and hand it to Chad.
Does anyone see Ed take money from Patrick? From Dale?
Yeah,
Ed is not trying to hide it.
Okay, yeah. If Ed isn't trying to hide it, everyone kind of standing around watching sees this happen as he takes $10.
I was gonna.
If he has any
text-
coupons or anything else in his wallet,
Yeah, he has a $5 coupon at the Bethyl House B&B for $5 off your next breakfast.
oh shit, Ed is definitely taking that one.
$7 foot long.
He just takes that a while and is like, ah, nice.
Anne is standing over his shoulder.
Not paying attention. Can I just be looking around to see if there's like literally anything else going on? Like we're out on the street now, right?
Yeah. You guys are kind of, the way the misplaced dinghy is, it's on an offshoot of downtown. So it's like downtown, and then this one kind of corner goes down like 100 feet maybe, and the misplaced dinghy is on this street by itself, more or less. It's a fairly big building, but in this dark mirror, it's like everything's kind of still open, and you can look back towards downtown and see like the half buildings and stuff like that.
Okay. So there's like nothing going. There's nothing to notice.
And
Well,
we can bring
give me a perception.
we can bring Dale back in now just to get him out of the streets.
All right.
15?
And I will help.
As Ben and Ed bring Dale back inside the dark slate building, and you still hear that ding, 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 ding,
Okay.
kind of echoing in the distance.
All right. If they're going back in, I'll follow.
Yeah, Paige is still in there. Paige follows you all back inside. She's like, do you have some way to get back? Presumably, if you know who Oracle is, did she somehow tell you? Because the Oracle I know is extremely all over the place, all of the time. It's kind of like from what I gather, she's seeing multiple timelines at once, so it's hard for her to pin down exactly where.
In our experience, speaking with her is like reading a choose your own adventure books, just like from start to finish without actually changing the pages as you should for which adventure you would like to do.
Paige is kind of like turns her head a little bit, and she's like, yes, we had quite a few imaginative novels in, well, I guess in my day.
Oh, right. 1700. Kind of forgot about that.
Yes.
Paige, your magic, is it kind of like what I just did, or is it
No.
more or less the kind of stuff that's going on around here?
Are
you a witch?
One of my sisters is very well versed in dealing with nature. I, however, am not well versed in dealing with nature. I'm not a witch. I was falsely burned at that stake.
So you don't know any magic.
That's
Oh,
what
I
a witch
know.
would say.
I know plenty of magic, my friend. I don't know your kind
So
of
you're
magic.
a witch.
You don't know my magic, but you know. So your sister, did she come across with you
We all
when you came?
came together, yes. And we had, when we got here, there was, the three of us. We, over time, got to know Oracle as she was. And we ran into a protector of the land who was keeping a keen eye on the nature of the area. We grew to learn a lot about, the shore, and that it was being protected heavily, as this realm where we are now is crushing down onto the place we call home. Yeah, and the only thing stopping
I
it
will
was
say that-
the forest, and the only people protecting the forest at the time was myself, my sisters, and the protector. They cursed the protector. They burned me at the stake, and, my sisters vanished.
Who is this protector? Is there any way I can get in touch with him?
Hmm.
Her?
I've been gone for quite some time. The last I know, those who were in charge of the village hunted him down. They hunted all of us down, but him in particular, they uncovered some artifacts deep below the mountain. Some things some beings before our time had placed there to protect the entire area from exactly what's happening now. They found these artifacts, and it gave some of them some frightening control over what they're able to do as ordinary humans. And, well, they managed to use these frightening abilities on the Protector, and the last I saw of him, he was not the same man I knew.
Was this in this place or in normal world?
No, this was back home, let's say. Not London, and she
What do
points
you
at
mean he wasn't
Glomin.
the same man?
Well, he wasn't himself, quite literally. He didn't know me. He didn't know anyone. Didn't know he was a protector. While this conversation is happening, what's Chad up to? I just want to kind of check in here.
Yeah.
What's Chad doing?
I was just about to ask. Chad is like enraptured by this person just because she's like the aesthetic he's been looking for his entire life, like a 1700s witch. Oh, and so I think he's gonna try to figure out if she's telling the truth or not.
Yeah, give me insight. And Glomin, what's Glomin up to while Chad is rolling that insight?
What's around?
If you went back inside, you're literally in this like you were in the actual bar, the misplaced dinghy before, but now you're in this like dark recreation of it. Like it's these dark walls. There's no sometimes there is texture that kind of looks like it might have been trying to form like a picture frame or like a something on the wall, but it's just like the outline of it. Basically, all the walls are this dark grayish kind of color. Give me a perception check, Glomin.
Perception.
14 on my insight.
14. Yeah, she seems like she's being honest. She doesn't seem like she's hiding anything.
Cool.
21 on that perception check.
21. Glomin, you're like looking around the walls, and you're kind of like tracing. Every now and then you find something and you trace like your hand over it, and it seems like it's like some kind of, again, like a picture frame type situation. And then as you're like tracing, you feel like the wall kind of push back a little bit, and then this blank face pushes out of the wall. No features, but it looks like a human-shaped head. And then it kind of pushes back in. And then further down with a 21, you spot another head push itself out of the wall. And then next to you, you see an arm kind of start to grab at your wrist as this head is pulling itself out of this deep gray slanted wall towards you. Thank you all so much for listening to the No Fame podcast, Null Shore. The best way to support the show is simply by spreading the word or leaving a lovely little review on your podcast app. You can also support the show on Patreon. That's patreon.com/nofamepod, or by using your free Amazon Prime monthly Twitch sub to subscribe to our Twitch channel. All other links can be found at nofame.ca. Thanks again for listening, and we will catch you later on. As as Ben and Ed.
You know what? That's fine. You can ship our names.
I'm really into this bed romance.